Welcome back to America's Retirement Headquarters, home of the Retirement Guys formula and America's Medicare Associates. 419-794-3030 is the phone number. It's 419-794-3030 online, americasretirementheadquarters.com. I mentioned this on a previous show, but back in October, at the end of October, if you try to buy an ibond, which are tied to inflation, you might have run into problems with the Treasury Department's website. A lot of people rushed there at the last minute to cash in on, I have to say, a very attractive 9.6% interest rate, and that caused the site to crash. So a lot of difficulty getting there. Right now, the rate has gone down a little bit. It's 6.89% since they've redone it. If you miss this opportunity at 9.6, is there anything else being offered that's worth talking about?
Well, if you haven't got it to take advantage of some of those ibonds, I'd say, in my opinion, I think ibonds are still very attractive at that rate, especially as a cash alternative. You just have to know, how to set up an account. You have to know some of the key characteristics, such as you need to leave it in there for at least 1 year. If you cash it out prior to 5 years, you'll lose 3 months worth of interest, and you could have it for up to 30 years. And then with the ibonds, the rates do automatically adjust every 6 months. So you saw that big rush for people to go out, as we've been talking about. And in fact, that's still one of our most popular videos that we have on our YouTube channel. If you haven't set up or bought a government bond, when I was a little kid, what I remember is you used to go to the bank, grandpa maybe put one in my Easter basket.
Mm-hmm.
But that doesn't really exist today. What you have to do is you have to go to the U.S. Treasury Department and then set up an account with them. If you're not familiar, keep in mind the website crashed last week because so many people were going there. Take that and consider the fact that instead of helping savers, they're looking to hire IRS agents. So that area in the government is really understaffed. Mm-hmm. So instead of maybe trying to get on the phone and waiting for a couple hours before somebody answers, we have that video up there on how to set up an account with the U.S. Treasury Department. If you go over to YouTube, just type in America's Retirement Headquarters, and again, that you can see that link below on how to set up your account with the U.S. Treasuries to make those purchases. Because, again, in my opinion, when you look at it, the ibond rate is still very attractive. Of course, you have limitations for what you can do. So the clock is ticking now that it is November if you want to make a deposit. And then turn around and make another deposit in January. That's what my wife and I both did. And then we plan on doing the same. There are other things, though. There are other options, other choices that are out there. Something that I have seen a lot that has been coming out is the attractiveness on fixed annuity rates. Fixed annuity rates are substantially higher today because of the federal government raising interest rates. You could see 3-year fixed accounts in the 3% range. You could see 5-year fixed accounts in the 5% range. So taking advantage of some of the fixed rates that are out there, even things like money market rates, they're up quite a bit for people that want more liquidity. When we were doing the show here on 11/4, so as of November 4th, the money market rate over at Charles Schwab is 3.3%. And I think a lot of people might be sitting around with money that's earning 0.0033, right? So there are much more attractive rates that are out there today, and there's great choices. Even if you weren't able to get your ibonds because of the government website crashing, it's still not too late to take advantage of those and to take advantage of some of the other fixed rates, which are much higher today. And who couldn't use a little bit more income right now?
Nolan, let me ask, just for the layperson out there. So if I wanted an ibond, let's say I was 6 months ago investing in, I would get 9.6, right?
That's what the rate was, but the rate automatically adjusts. Right. So when I log into my ibond account today, now my rate is adjusted to the new rate. So these rates, they change every 6 months.
So every 6 months these change, right?
Correct.
So I put in X number of dollars 6 months ago, so I got 9.6 for 6 months. It adjusts here to 6.89 for the next 6 months. Does that ever go negative?
I have not seen it go negative. I've had ibond for a long time now. I've seen it pretty low, but not negative. So if you're going to purchase ibonds, I think inflation's probably going to be here for a little while.
Sure.
It's going to take it maybe a couple of years to get it under control, but eventually they'll get it under control. So as interest rates come back down, Again, you'd have to look at your own personal situation, consider things like, if you take it out before 5 years, how that could impact you. But, it's an area where it can make sense for part of your money to make it work a little bit harder. But yeah, like you say, is every 6 months or so, you kind of want to pay attention to what the rates are.
So as the rates, let's say it drops down to 3%. I don't know what the ibonds drop down to. This isn't my lane. This is your lane, right? So then sometime maybe late next year, it goes back up to 9.6. I'm going to earn 9.6 on all my money, right?
Yes, every 6 months it adjusts. So it adjusts in October and May.
There you go. I think that's a good thing.
We talk so often on the show about finding opportunity in times of financial uncertainty and high inflationary rates, market volatility. What we've seen, interest rates continue to increase. This is one of those opportunities using ibonds, fixed index annuities, money market rates. It really depends on your situation, what you're comfortable with, how close you are to retirement, and developing that strategy. The team at America's Retirement Headquarters, they're really good at helping find that opportunity, have that emotional detachment, and come together with a plan that's best for you. But to get started, to put them on your team, pick up the phone, give a call, 419-794-3030, or go to the website, americasretirementheadquarters.com.